16th of March 2020, morning 12:30. Goeiemôre collega's, good morning colleagues. Almal van julle is bewus van die uitbraak van COVID-19 en dat dit deur die Wêreldgesondheidsorganisasie as 'n pandemie geklassifiseer is. You also know that our government has made certain announcements last night. It is a national disaster, and therefore we comply fully to what is happening, and the process is instituted. So Senwes gee om vir sy personeel. We care for our staff members and our clients, our input providers. Daarom neem ons dit ernstig op. Ons glo nie aan paniekgedrewe optrede nie. We don't believe that to infuse this with panic is the right way to go. We think about practical solutions. That's the first thing. But the second thing is precaution. Voorkoming en nie nasorg nie. 'n Pandemie, as hy eers uitgebreek het en in sy volle konsekwensie toegeneem het, kan jy hom nie hanteer nie. En daarom kan 'n klomp van die goeders wat ons nou met u gaan bespreek, as onnodig klink nou, maar hierdie gaan alles oor voorkoming. So precaution is the way to go. Ek herhaal dat ons ondersteun wat die regering geïnstitusioneer het gister. Yesterday, President Ramaphosa instituted certain practical solutions, and we fully comply with that. And of course, it will be updated, and it might change as the weeks go by, and we will keep complying to that. So die hoofareas van ons optrede is as volg. Ons sal dit ook opvolg met geskrewe kommentaar. These will be the main areas of action for us. First of all, no international travel will be allowed by Senwes staff. Geen internasionale reëling of reisreëlings van personeel, veral na hoë risiko areas wat geïdentifiseer is. Secondly, all inland movement must be limited to absolutely the essential, and that is by any means of transport, whether flight or vehicle. Baie van hierdie aspekte kan deur behoorlike kommunikasie hanteer word. Telephone calls, Skype, etc., etc. Thirdly, beperk besoeke deur verskaffers ensovoorts by u werksplekke. Doen dit eerder deur middel van Telecom, Skype, Zoom, Webex, al hierdie fasiliteite is beskikbaar. Fourthly, every business unit, and I mean every layer of management, must have WhatsApp work groups to everybody in the different layers reporting to you. And the reason for that is effective and real-time communication. Things will change, that I can promise you over time, and we will communicate that as they change. It depends on which stadium and in which phase the pandemic is. Fifthly, please no further visits from family members to workplaces. We cannot allow that because this is one of the precautionary measures. So geen vriende en familie kan u besoek by u werksplek nie. 6, visitors that does visit you, we will meet them in the atrium at head office, and in the workplace, meet them at an open area outside. Don't bring them into the workplace, because that is a sure way, if there is infection, to bring it inside the workplace. 7, we have to, and this is law, we have to start building up a record to make sure that if there is an outbreak, that you can trace where it came from and where it spread. So daarom moet u 'n vraelys ontwikkel vir mense wat u werksplek besoek, sodat u kan weet waarheen hulle vandaan kom en waarheen hulle gegaan het. In die 8th place, elke werksplek, insluitend hoofkantoor, moet daagliks rekord hou van koersmonitering. No intrusive monitoring of fever. So, elke werksplek moet daagliks 'n manier kry, en jy kan daarmee met Dirk Opperman of met Jolandi Jansen van Rensburg praat, sodat daar daagliks 'n skedule is waar koers geneem word en gemonitor word. In the 9th place, you must initiate more repetitive cleaning schedules in toilets, in kitchens, in work areas, counters, and so forth. Die mees effektiewe manier is om doodgewoon 'n botteltjie Miltons te gaan koop, wat gebruik word om babadoeke te steriliseer. Maak dit volgens die verbruiksaanwysings met water aan en sit dit in spuitkannetjies, sodat jy die areas kan op 'n gereelde basis en meer gereeld skoonmaak. The 10th place, verhoogde en gereelde kommunikasie by elke besigheidseenheid. So you must speak to your staff and to your client base at a higher frequency, because this is a dynamic situation that can change and will change on a daily basis. So in line with the government's decisions, no meetings where 100 people or more can or should gather at one point. And I don't think the 100 is necessarily the right or the absolute number. It might only be 50. You must exercise caution. So oefen goeie besluitneming uit. Moenie mense in 'n kort of in 'n klein area bymekaar trek waar oordrag kan plaasvind. Onthou, ons praat die heeltyd van voorkoming. So dit moet onmiddellik gestaak word, en jy sien ook hoe groot byeenkomste onmiddellik van die baan af is. Currently, Grain SA communicated that they are busy reconsidering NAMPO, and we will get a decision from them in the next 24 to 36 hours, which again we will communicate. NAMPO is vir ons 'n baie groot event, en 'n klomp reëlings hang ook daarvan af. We will communicate as soon as we know. Then in the 12th case, no physical form of greeting. Please, where touching is this is also precaution. Just wave or do whatever you can, but no touching, no physical touching anymore. Then the next, every business unit must have detailed contingency plans. And the relevant CEOs of each JV or business unit or company, whether that is KLK, Falcon, Staalmeester, ons interne besigheidseenheid, those detailed contingency plans must be communicated by the relevant management teams in the next 24 hours. Dit sal ook verander oor tyd. As die pandemie eskaleer, sal meer drastiese stappe geneem moet word in daai kontinuïteitsprogramme. So dit sal met u gekommunikeer word. So the overall coordinating team for this specific action is Jolandi Jansen van Rensburg from HR, Dirk Opperman, myself, and Corneille Creer. We will on a regular basis meet, assess the situation, and change and give new processes through to our staff. Ons maak baie staat op selfdissipline, op u eie persoonlike eienaarskap van hierdie probleem. Met ander woorde, as u 'n probleem ontwikkel, raadpleeg u dokter, sorg dat in die geval van besmetting, u self-isolasie plaasvind, of toepas teenoor u eie familie ook, sodat u dit ook nie 'n bron van besmetting vir die eie familie raak nie. Sodat ook nie hier in die werksplek u kollegas op risiko plaas nie. I think in the last place, colleagues, this is an international incident of note. Ek dink die vorige keer wat daar so 'n massiewe uitbraak was hier in die 1913s. So this is something that referred to as a black swan moment. It happens in 120, once in 120 years. So you must please exercise absolute caution. Hierdie is nie iets wat 'n mens ligtelik moet opneem nie. Dit is 'n noodsituasie wat deur al die wêreld en plaaslike owerhede gelys en gemerk is as 'n pandemie. Die suksesvolle hantering daarvan kan nie deur militêre owerhede, natuurlik moet hulle ook hulle rol speel, maar dit kan nie tot op die laagste vlak toegepas word nie. Ons maak staat op u eie verantwoordelikheidsin. Your own responsibility and ownership of this problem. Thank you for your attention. Soos met ander probleme, weet ek dat u dit ernstig sal opneem en in belang van Senwes, die streek, maar ook in Suid-Afrika en die wêreld sal optree. Baie dankie.